guys, I'm Sync.
And I'm Echo.
And we're back once again playing Justice for All. In the last episode, we made it to court. We found Von Karma, the foolish fool who squashes the foolish fools under her foolish boots. And
is that her foolish boots? It's her superior boots.
Yeah, it's her superior boots. We have just been presented an option. We could do justified self-defense or plead not guilty.
I'm pretty sure self-defense isn't gonna get us anywhere, and it will end the game.
You'd be correct.
So, plead not guilty!
Not guilty.
Fuck you! And your dad! If we plead justified self-defense, we would basically be confessing to a murder. After this trial, Maya's life would be destroyed, and she'd be labeled a murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor!
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its plea. We will accept nothing short of complete acquittal.
Yes. Acquittal.
Ow! Bitch! You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright, detective.
Yes, sir?
Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike.
Yes, sir. Now, see here. Proceedings are run by...
Von Karma.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
Like father, like daughter.
Yep.
And the judge is afraid of them just the same.
Yep. Thank you.
I think the
judge.
Yep. I think the court would like to hear about the other piece of incriminating evidence. Okay, give me your testimony, man.
Sorry, pal, but there's even more incriminating evidence. A piece of evidence.
Is it the photo? I friggin' swear.
This is the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. Covered in blood.
That's too little blood. I mean, a stab and then a shot to the forehead at point blank. That doesn't seem like... It just seemed like it was the stab. The blood is from the stab.
The defendant attacked and killed the person without a doubt. There was not fighting back. Was not fighting back. So this is the costume. There's certainly evidence, a back spray of blood on this. Yeah, this is the defendant's clothing.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about it doesn't seem like there's blood from the shot. Just saying.
This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime, sir.
Wait. The order of the shot and the stab is important. Because someone could move Maya's unanimated body and do the stab wound, giving the blood on the costume.
Interesting train of thought.
Okay, I'll just see what they present me.
Yeah. I see. The court accepts this into evidence.
Maya's costume has been added to court record. Okay, before we do anything, I need to look. Maya was wearing a tie. There's blood spatters on it. Why is it just the outer part? What about the inner part?
Good question.
Whatever. Maya's fingerprint on both murder weapons and blood spatter on her clothes. Could this situation get any worse? Ha! What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution would have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
I think she also likes using that phrase.
Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. Dumb, cold, dead stare eyes.
Yep.
Okay, there's more incriminating piece of evidence.
You don't need to press everything for this one.
Costume is covered in blood. This blood on a costume.
Lab results showed there was the victim's blood. So there is blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. Where there are word?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, where there are what? Were there any other clues you could glean from this piece of evidence?
Well...
Objection! If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad, not enough time. Time to move on.
Yes, Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct.
Now even the judge is on her side, just like Von Karma.
Yeah.
But if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do? I forgot what the topic was. So I'm just gonna let it go. If I pursue this and I turn up nothing, it could be just disastrous. You're right, Your Honor. There is absolutely nothing more to this.
Good. Well, Detective, please continue with your testimony.
The defendant attacker was not fighting back. He wasn't fighting back? How do you know if he was or wasn't?
We can find no evidence that the victim put up any sort of a struggle, pal. So, did the murderer have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around the murder changed drastically.
We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. I have to somehow find a critical contradiction, then I'll have her. Okay, I'm back in the beginning, guys.
Yes, you are.
I saw it belongs to the phase bears, and I was like, what? Because I missed the period at the end.
You know, the second family to the Berenstain Bears. The phase bears.
Not good.
Yes, Miss Montgomery is perfectly correct.
No, the judge is on her side. Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly drew out an objection like that. Wait a minute! There must be a clue somewhere on this costume. I just have to look harder.
Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There is no way that you could poke a hole in it.
Grr.
Way to go, Judge!
Looks like my time is up, so about the costume. There is one little
thing.
Your Honor! Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What? What are you talking about, pal? Where's this problem you're talking about?
I've come this far. There's no turning back now. The problem I have with this piece of evidence is here. Okay. I'm assuming as long as it's in the hitbox, it should be fine.
Inside of the box, yes, correct.
I asked to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume.
The sleeve? There's a tiny hole here. A hole? But that wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this that's around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder.
Did that judge just took that thing and put it up to his face?
Sure did.
Okay.
Gunpowder? No one ever told me. A hole that smells of gunpowder.
It looks like I found a hole I was looking for.
Nice, haha.
Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole.
Order! 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 This is a very grave matter. We best correct the court record first before anything else. Mask costume updated in the court record. Sorry about that. I guess we messed up, sir.
That's a really big mess up. Especially if you lay it flat, that hole is obviously there.
Yeah.
Is she actually smiling? What else? I inhaled. What else is she hiding? Pull yourself together, detective. That tiny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony. That just now was a fluke, nothing more.
Yeah, you think so?
How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight. Yeah, it is.
Well, I agree, it is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Karma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find more definitive problem with the evidence, then...
No way!
Detective Gumshoe, please continue with your testimony. Yes, sir. Attacked and killed a person without a doubt was not fighting back.
Well, now we know for sure that he was fighting back. Wait. Okay, that's the update. I can now look at the clothes.
Yes, you can now look at the clothes.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, objection. Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed a person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
Then what, may I ask, is the bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean?
What does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means that the victim had fired off a shot. And this what it means to not fight back.
You're right. It would seem that way. If the victim tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything.
Alright, the winds seem to be shifting. Huh. What is up? What is with that? Are you finished yet, laugh? Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix, right?
This one, Karma.
It seems that Maya Fey was shot at by the victim. However, that is only grounds support. That is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty. Ah!
Now that you... What? That's right.
Please stop flinging that thing around, which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No! Well, yes, that's true.
Your little ballerina bow. Furthermore, just the fact that there is a bullet hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
Huh? How so?
Oh, what? She just hit the detective! What? Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day. With the new information we required added in, of course.
Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together a scenario all by myself? Ah! Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Okay.
What transpired?
Tell me.
During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir.
What? Did you like literally just made this up?
Essentially. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but they were still too close and he missed.
They were too close and he missed.
The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it.
You literally just made this up. There's no evidence for this.
The scenario you've put together does seem to make sense.
It's one scenario, but there's nothing backing it up.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright?
Just by listening, it does make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please, refrain from glaring at me like that.
Excuse me, I can't glare at you, but Von Karma can whip you?
Yeah.
That is some BDSM shit there.
He likes it.
And I want you to refrain from having that in the court.
Keep your kinks in the bedroom.
Keep your kink to yourself and in the bedroom. And make sure it's consensual.
Yes. Now then, your cross-examination, please. What transpired?
Okay, during the channeling, saw her chance. What chance? Okay, I just want to know your reasoning. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
Objection. See, I knew. You think you could get away with such flimsy reasoning, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Oh, I guess there's a question mark and then Mr. Phoenix Wright. Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not?
She was.
When channeling with the Kurine channeling technique, the medium physically changes. Why do you know this?
Research.
With the nurse's body built, the defendants could have easily been a match for the doctor. So that means it's the nurse who killed the doctor, not the defendant. With your reasoning, I don't believe it. She even studied on the Kurine channeling technique. Like I said before, I am perfect.
About what you're talking about, I didn't quite get it.
If the judge don't get it, you're fucked.
Oh, never mind. Let's continue with the testimony.
They're like, this judge. Wait, her logic just made it the spirit did it, not her. Because you can't say her body physically changes using the channeling technique without believing that she actually was channeling a spirit, would mean that she was not in her body, which means the nurse was in her body, therefore the nurse did it. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, it was pretty bad.
How bad would you say it was?
Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy.
I think that may be you, Gumshoe.
I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Ah! Sorry.
She got them whipped, literally. Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically brought it for that day.
Excuse me? Specifically?
Yeah, apparently.
That's questionable. That's extremely questionable.
Right.
But a handgun?
He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder.
Well, the black market. Not that you need that in, America. Why did Mr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something?
The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed.
So, you're saying that the bullet hole in his costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when the shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
Oh, she clammed up.
Maya has never fired a gun before in her life.
The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you could fire it by pulling the trigger.
Even me? I wonder. Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect.
Always. Right?
Apparently. His testimony certainly make us look very bad. But there's still gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it.
I can feel it! I'm really feeling it.
Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it, Mr. Wright?
Took out his gun.
So there must have been too close, huh?
Is that a miss? Oh, I guess I mean if they didn't hit the flesh. Yes.
Yeah, that's a miss. Yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay. Now I know. Okay. I've forgotten a lot of this game. Which I like because I'm figuring this out again on my own.
Oh, there. I can't check this autopsy report. I don't know why I was trying to.
Oh, look at the autopsy again. Stabbed in the chest and gunshot powder shot at point blank range. Gunpowder residue around the bullet hole.
Took a shot, but they were too close, and he missed.
Too close and he missed.
I get the logic that you're putting into my head,
Uh-huh.
or you're trying to. But I think I'm just missing what I'm supposed to contradict. But they were too close. Is it because is it because the autopsy say he was stabbed in his chest and then immediately shot at point blank?
It's not the autopsy report.
Stabbed in the chest and then shot at point blank.
But that will give you a hint to what it is. What thing you're supposed to present.
If he was stabbed in the chest, then she was directly in front of him.
Yeah.
So I think it's the knife. Because I'm actually not quite sure what I'm trying to contradict. If it's not the knife, it's the pistol. But if he was directly in front of her, how would he miss unless he was like way off? Like you're standing in front of me and I just point like 90 degrees.
Baggy clothes.
Use the last of strength to fight
back. Well, two were fighting. We'll read over it one more time. Go back to one. Okay, during the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but they were too close. He missed.
I think it's the knife. Or the pistol. My gut instincts say knife.
Yep.
But my mind is like, but what if it's the pistol? I'm gonna go for it. IDK. I'm actually kind of stumped on this, so, you know. To whatever, I'll just deal with. Nope. Nope. Are they?
First penalty of the game!
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
Because they were too close, he missed. So is it the pistol? If I suck at this, you gotta help me.
Yes, I will. Just let me know. I think there's one more hint I could give. But that's like... Hopefully it would be the one that's like, oh, it's obvious it's this one.
I'm gonna try for the pistol, and then after that, I'll be like, I don't know.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I'd say that you have about 5 tries under normal penalty regulations, yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay. So, 2 things I was mentioning once I figured it out, I remembered again. Go to the autopsy report. We talked about how the gunpowder residue was around the bullet hole. The judge also mentioned the faint smell of gunpowder residue around the hole in Maya's clothing. Go over to her thing and take a look at it. There's something that should be there that was present on the forehead of the victim. That's not there. There. Point is that was point blank. there should be scorch marks
There should be scorch marks
around
and
the hole.
and
If it
gunpowder.
If it was point blank, yes.
I thought because he smelled
That it was
gunpowder
there.
that
Yeah.
it was there.
I can understand why that would cause hesitation. Yeah, that's why I went. That's when I tried to figure out. I looked back and I go, that's why I made the sound. It's oh, okay, yeah, okay. I see what they're trying to go for. Yeah.
Yeah, he made it sound like there was gunpowder on it.
Gunpowder there. Yeah.
Jeez, Judge. That's just confusing. That's not my fault.
But you had the right idea that they were close and yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
But it was just the game confused me. That is not
Yeah.
my fault. If I don't know that, then how the heck I would have lost all the points before I figured it out.
Have a picture of the bullet hole in the dude's head and have all the burn marks around it. There you go. That would have made it, but then that would have moved the age rating up to to teen
Okay.
or mature.
Thank you for not making it obvious, game.
Yes.
Missing the tiny hole in this costume would be the prosecution's undoing.
Eh? What do you mean?
This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that was true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume?
Gunpowder burn.
This is what you testified earlier. When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Oh!
But there is not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume.
That's also. This is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean?
It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? We just did?
Yeah.
Wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything any way. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And then it was then when they were separated that he fired. How was that?
I got the hiccups now.
Oh, well. As if that was even possible. According to the testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have had the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Oh, sweat. Well then. That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took his shot. There, that should satisfy even you.
That does make an awful lot of sense.
I mean,
Thanks, Judge.
Okay, so it makes sense if it weren't
Convoluted?
yes, convoluted, but also made up on the spot.
Yeah, right. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Contradicting. Push
Push hard.
hard. And Sean, was that
So
what you said?
let's go over this again. So we established that he was not at point blank range when this happened because there was no residue on Mama's clothing.
Yeah.
There's another piece of evidence that goes along with that scenario. With that scenario where Maya is far enough away to not have gunpowder residue on her. And another piece of evidence that follows that line.
The floating screen, about 8 inches off the ground, is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. That goes along with the far apart.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and look at the map. I want to take a look.
It was at the corner, so here is about 8 inches off the ground. So the
Direction.
Trajectory.
The trajectory.
Trajectory
Yes.
was at a lower angle. I'm guessing.
And Mai would be standing where?
In front of the candles?
I'm preparing too far ahead, but
I'm trying to think about like, because I don't know how far the costume sleeves go down. I forgot the thinking. So this is just the problem. I've literally forgotten the thinking, so I'm not sure what I'm contradicting. Go for it.
You go for it.
This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic.
What's that? A folding screen? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen.
I like how he probably took out his phone and is showing this.
Yeah, he didn't actually take the folding screen.
Yeah.
It's a photo.
And he didn't have like...
It is a photo, yes.
He didn't have like a camera on him, so it's on his phone.
Phone, yes.
Whatever. It looks like you already know what I'm talking about.
Who? What? Where? What?
Yeah, that's me right now. Because I've forgotten everything.
Right. Your explanation, please.
Are these two really that clueless? Wait, this goes along her logic, but I guess the thing is that it just makes it seem like Maya was far away when she shot, but I don't actually know where it's going. But yeah, the bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, Maya, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Ah, okay.
It would have been higher if she was standing up to attack.
Okay. Okay, I see. I guess the whole thing is that I don't understand the length of the clothes, so I can't exactly tell, like, right.
I imagine, like, squatting low to the ground and, like, having her arms down like a T pose, like, that's probably what she was in.
Yeah. I just can't tell because, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell how, off the ground it is.
The point is, it would have been higher if she was standing and coming at the victim, because the hole would have been higher than what it would have been.
Okay. I get that. But, like, the whole, like, trying to figure it out was what was getting me. I can't tell distance, man.
Right.
How am I supposed to know? I can't even tell distance from when I'm driving.
This changes everything.
Please look at this diagram of this crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired a shot. The bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location about 8 inches off the ground.
So?
At this time, the defendant was in this area. Yeah.
I think it's pretty forgiving.
Something like here, because it can't be straight in front. It has to follow to
the trajectory.
So
correct.
Somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. Uh-oh. The judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled something serious out of breath. That is,
Wait, I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up.
Sure.
In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright.
You gotta be kidding me. Of course. Oops. What's done is done. For now, I should focus on where Maya was at the time of the crime.
Just left of the hole.
Here? Just left.
One spot just left of where the hole is. The west side, yeah.
Are you serious? I guess. Makes sense too. Okay. Like I said, I do not know, like, distance.
What's going on,
I can't tell distance if you're trying to make me think about the sleeve and the hole. She was standing here near the folding screen. Well, wait a second. We know the defendant was closer to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Yeah, tell me, Phoenix, how is it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? Is it possible? Okay, no. That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Von Karma. If she was shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burn present. However, there is nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Also, you can see where it's shot. If she was crouching down low to the ground and he had shot her closer to him,
right,
the bullet wouldn't hit the phone screen, it hit the floor.
Yeah.
Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix, right? You!
I believe that it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But do you think this has changed the defendant's situation?
Yes?
Changes everything!
It changes everything! She was squatting!
She was not coming at him!
Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. But if that was true, delivering the final strike would be the knife would be ideal. However, where and what was the defendant doing at the time?
Squatting all the way by the folding screen.
Exactly. If Maya Fey was a real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike?
Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason.
Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Alright, with this, the rest of the trial should be in the Oh, dear gods. Blast radius of disaster!
Should be in the blast radius of disaster.
You're a smart man, Mr. Phoenix Wright, to think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a hard time with you. You amuse me. Of all the things to inherit, why does it have to be the
smarmy smile.
Smarmy, what?
Smarmy, yes.
Smarmy smile.
A word you don't hear very often, but I love when it comes up. Smarmy. Such a funny word.
Please stop waving that whip around, detective. How dare you damage my perfect logic?
Uh-oh.
This is what happened when you trust Gumshoe. And also, it was you. You were the one who made that logic. And then we contradicted.
Yes. Huh? How is it my fault?
You can start repairing your standing by first removing the third strand, the D-strand goatee. What? Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come. And rest assured your punishment will come later.
Punishment?
Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of the detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness. That's gotta be Lotta.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Oh boy! To be continued. Okay, guys, the next episode we're going to be continuing the case in trial. We will see you guys then.
Bye.